Hi, I'm Portuguese. So there's been some discussion recently revolving around the concept of the Infernal Cape from the Inferno, basically Fight Caves version 2. We've also seen most of the rewards originally proposed for raids fail a poll, yet there's a deep desire for high-level content as well as group and solo PvM content.
Where was I? Yes, group content. Yeah, so over the last 12-18 months, we've done an awful lot of solo bosses, awful lot of solo PvM content. This is why I think that a lot of you are asking for group PvM content now.
So there will inevitably be new and better armor and weapons coming into the game. Otherwise, there won't be any real reason to kill these new bosses unless their standard drops are ridiculous good money per hour. So today I'd like to share my idea for endgame content, without bringing any new armor sets or weapons into the game. It's the ability to socket items. A concept originated in Diablo II that has seen some successful adaptations in newer games such as Path of Exile. So the basic concept is that you imbue an item, a whip for example, to give it improved stats. But it's a bit more interesting than that. So my idea would be, after completing a new Grandmaster quest that expands on a particular storyline, and after defeating a big bad boss, or maybe after completing a PvM challenge where you need to kill all the bosses in the game in a single trip. One inventory. So realistically every boss with the exception of Corp. After you do all of that, you'll gain access to the ability to socket an item, such as a weapon or a shield. So socketed items in Diablo II are items in which magically infused gems can be inserted to induce their magical power onto that item. So in my idea, these gems, these crystals, would come from raids. To make loot fair, I'd say if you kill a boss with 10 other people and get a crystal drop, everyone instead gets a tenth of a crystal, and you have to collect enough pieces to combine them and make a full crystal. That would take a long time. There's a lot you can do with this idea. You can make it so a crystal gives plus 15 to every positive stat on your item, plus 10 if it's strength, plus 5% if it's range bonus or magic bonus, and plus 5 prayer. Or there could be different crystals. A red one, for example, specifically for melee, a green one for range, then a blue one for mage. And I'd say you can't have more than one of each type, so say if you have a green one and you get another full crystal, you know it's either going to be a mage or a melee one. This is to avoid a lot of grief and overall pain in the ass, otherwise there'll be some unfortunate bastard camping these bosses for hundreds of hours trying to get the melee crystal, and he has like 2 ranged and 3 mage crystals. Did I mention the crystals would be untradeable? Or there could be multiple different crystals, they all provide the same stats, but they all have a distinct effect for your weapons or armor. Say one of them makes your weapon have a 25% chance on every attack to attack 1 tick faster. Another crystal would make it so that on every other attack, you'll deal an additional 3 to 6 fire damage, provided that you hit above a 0, similar to the recurrent damage effect in Nightmare Zone. Another one can have a 25% chance of reflecting a third of the damage dealt to you, sort of like a mini vengeance. Just some ideas. So if there's multiple different crystals, I would say you have to pay an NPC 10 mil cash to identify a full crystal to see which one you got, because gold sinks are always good. And that way there would be some excitement and anticipation to see which crystal you got. Now, to avoid messing up PvP, I would say if you die with one of these imbued items, whether or not you keep them on death, the crystal will always break and you'll always have to pay that 10 mil fee to fix it. And whoever killed you would get a 5 mil cash stack as a drop, because gold sinks are always good. As for visual effects, I would say very simple, slight recolor of the items would be good enough, or, and this is more controversial, a small particle effect would swirl around your weapon, armor, or shield. Now I know that particle effects feel like RuneScape 3, they tend to stray away from the old school feel, but I think it's more of a matter of subtlety. If the particle effect is small, barely noticeable, and unintrusive, it could look pretty good. Maybe just a recolor. So, that's my idea for endgame content that wouldn't devalue any existing items, and would delay the addition of new better armor that would replace God War's dungeon gear, for example, for another 1 or 2 years. Just an idea I wanted to share. Let me know what you think. Once again, my RuneScape name is Portuguese, my private chat is pretty much always turned on, like me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.